Okay, good morning,
Okay,
guys.
good morning, guys.
Today we are going to discuss about VPC. Okay, so what is VPC? VPC is a virtual cloud. VPC is a virtual private cloud. Normally, it is a logical network within the cloud. Okay, it acts as a different private LAN in your cloud. Okay, so the typical structure of the VPC is shown on the screen. Actually, all the instances are protected by security groups, and then next layer would be the subnet. And these instances and secure instances are within the subnet, and that is one level of security. And then network ACLs. ACL is access control list that defines how access would be done. And on top of that, you have routing table. Routing table is nothing but it routes the traffic where to go, and it is router. And traffic basically comes from internet gateway and virtual private gateway. Internet gateway is a public network through internet, and virtual private gateway is something like a private network. For example, if you have any um, connection enabled to your local LAN and to the I mean local LAN to the cloud, then you use virtual private network. Okay, so remember this way: if you are hitting something on the internet, first of all it will enter into your VPC through internet gateway, and then it hits router. Router decides where to send this traffic. Okay, then it checks in routing table and network ACLs, and then subnet and security group, and then it reaches instance. Okay, up to now you are familiar with instances, how it works, and the security groups. Okay, in security groups we allow or deny ports as per our requirement, and subnets are nothing but uh, a network within VPC. Okay, so we will check how to create these networks now, VPC now. So I'm going to VPC. Before going that, first of all, we need to check what are the uh, advantages of VPC. Okay, you can launch instances into a subnets of your choice. Okay, each subnet will be in different availability zone. Okay, you can span one VPC to multiple availability zones, but you cannot span a single subnet to multiple availability zones. So remember that each subnet will be in one availability zone, and you can assign IP ranges in each subnet, and you can define which IP address you want to have to your uh, particular um, instance. Okay, and you can create internet gateway and attach it to VPC so that it will communicate with internet, and it will give you much better security control over the AWS resources. Okay, and instance security groups as well. Okay, basically VPC is a logical data center in AWS. You can create multiple VPCs. Okay, consists of internet gateways, routables, network, ACL, subnet, security groups, etc. Okay, and yeah, we will check how to create and configure all those things. Okay, now if I go here, I have two VPCs. One is my default and another one I created earlier. But remember that don't remove your default VPC because you cannot create the VPC again. Okay. So now what you have to do is let us create one VPC. Okay. So I'm giving it the name test VPC. Okay. Here you have to check CIDR name. Okay. CIDR is cross domain. Sorry. It is classless inter-domain routing. Okay. So what we have to give is, whenever we use this, right, IP, whenever we use this IP, for example, I am using 10.network here. Okay. And I have to mention, I have to mention one number here so that it will understand how many bits is taking as a um, network portion. Let me give you a brief introduction how IP classes work, because there are so many IP ranges. Okay. Class A, okay. So in class A, the private IP would be this. Okay. In class B, the private IP would be, these are the range of networks. Okay. And in class C, the private IP is 192.168.0.0. These are used for private use. Okay. These IPs cannot be assigned as a public IPs, and here in this case, each portion separated by dot is called octet. It has 8 bits. Okay. In class A, first octet, which is 8 bit, would be considered as a network portion. Okay. And all the other 3 would be considered as a host portion. Okay. And in class B, we have 2 octets as network portion and 2 octets as host portion. In class C, it is only 1 host portion and 3 are network portions. Here, so we have 4 octets, and our IP address would be in 32-bit. Each octet would be in 8-bit format. So total we have 32-bit. So in order to mention our CIDR name, you have to give like this, how many portions you want to give as network portion. But by default, the 10.network would be like this with 8. Only one network portion is there. But here, in order to subnet this, we are going ahead and using one more octet as a network portion. Okay. Then I have given this, and I'm creating my VPC. Whenever you create our VPC, routing table, network ACL, all these things will also be created. Okay, here you see test VPN, it got created, and yeah, network ACLs, you see here, network ACL is also created, and we'll check security group, one security group default also created. Okay, with all traffic enabled. So remember that it could be your interview question. Okay, whenever you create a VPC, routing table will be created, network ACL will be created, and security group will be created. Now we need to create subnets. Okay. Now we need to create subnets. So I'm going to create it. Subnet 1, test SB1 is my name. So here you can choose which VPN you want to create subnet. Okay, and you have to give CIDR name here, 10.0.1.0/24. I am taking 3 octets here, but you need to be more familiar with your IP tables. I mean IP classes and IP subnetting, so that you can understand it better. Okay. So you can select availability zone for each subnet you create. Okay. I created one subnet, and let me create one more subnet in different availability zone. Test SB2. And 10.0.2.0/24. Okay. Now I have created 2 subnets in this. You see here available IP address. That means in each subnet you can create 251 instances. So those many IPs are available. Okay. Now let us create internet gateway. So we don't have any internet gateway. So you just need to enter name. That's it. Test internet gateway. So now this one is detached. So you have to attach this gateway to your VPC. Remember that you can only attach one internet gateway to one VPC, because we have other VPCs, but those are not listed because those are already attached by another gateways. Okay, that is why they are not showing up. You can only attach one internet gateway to one VPC. One VPC cannot have multiple internet gateways. Remember that. Okay. So what we have done is we have created one VPC. Along with VPC, routing table, network ACL and security group were created. Okay. Then we have created 2 subnets in 2 different availability zones, and we have created one internet gateway. Okay. Now we will create route tables. So we have already this route table created when we created our um, VPC. Now we will check what we have on this route table. See here. Here, in order to enable our internet traffic, we have to add internet gateway here. Okay, edit, add one more route. I'm adding this route to all. All means this, and here you have to select your internet gateway. Then this route table allows This route table allows internet traffic inside. Okay. So now go to subnets. So you got my point. Route table, now destination is anywhere and our target is internet gateway. So from anywhere we can access this. So whenever we add internet gateway here on route table, it allows internet traffic inside the VPC. Now you see here, you do not have any subnets. You do not have any subnets. The following subnets have not been explicitly associated with any route table and are therefore associated with the main route table. Now what you have to do is you have to select subnets to route table. For example, what I am doing is edit. I am selecting only one. Okay. Okay. I have added one subnet and one subnet is all not selected. Okay. Now what I'll go is I'll go to subnets. So I added subnet 1 and in subnet actions I need to allow this one, enable auto assign public IP address, because uh, that is my public subnet, right? So enable auto assign public IP address to automatically request an IP address from the instance launched in the subnet. So if I select here, my public subnet will have public IP automatically. Okay, then only internet will be accessed. If I don't select this, I will not get any public IP. Okay, so I have set up my VPC. Okay, what we have selected, we have created VPC. That VPC created route tables, network ACLs, and security group, and then I created two subnets into availability zones and internet gateway, and in routing table, I added that internet gateway and I associated one network as my public. Okay, whatever I select here, and that would be my public network. So what I'll do is I'll do one thing. Now I'll create one EC2 instance inside that public uh, network, public subnet. We'll see what happens. So why you use public and private subnets, sir? For example, you have application server and you have web server. Web servers are publicly exposed, where I where application servers cannot be exposed. So it internally communicates with the web server. So all my web servers would be in my public subnet and my application servers would be in my private subnet. Okay. So now I'm selecting my test VPN and my subnet is this. Okay. And it auto assign auto assign was enabled there. I don't need to select any role now. So terminate, oh sorry, stop termination production, and here it will automatically assign IP, not a problem. So I need to write a simple script so that I'll create it as a web server. Okay, because this is public one, so that I can check. actually what I'm giving is I'm updating a apt-get repository. I'm installing Apache 2. I'm starting Apache 2, and check config on is whenever it starts the Apache on startup. Okay, and I'm creating a simple HTML file. Sorry, simple HTML file from script itself. Okay, this is my text. Okay, if I give like this, it would be created inside this directory. My index file would be here. Okay, so now I'm keeping this storage, and name is web server. Here I need to select a security group. So earlier we had so many security groups, but in this particular security group, I only have only one, I mean, only one security group in this VPC. Okay, so I can either use this or I can create a new one. So I'm creating here, I'm not using this. So I give a name as WebSG test VPN. Okay, SSH, and I also enable HTTP. I also select HTTP from anywhere. Okay, review and launch. So this is the key I want to use. So now you see this got public IP. Let us check whether they are able to access the web page. you can check here which VPC ID this belong to and which subnet, everything. Okay, on security group. Let us create um, one more instance in our private network. In the meantime, so I'm selecting my VPC and my private subnet is 2B. Yeah, I'm selecting this. I'm not going to install anything. I just want to check whether it will work or not. That's it. Okay. Name is like app server. Okay, I'm selecting. I'm going to create one more security group. So here I'm selecting ICMP anywhere. I'll tell you why I created that. And I'm going to launch this. So I have launched this. Let us connect to this public machine and we will check whether, I mean, whether the Apache web server is working fine or not. Okay. SH-I AWS my web. This is the command. I'm checking whether Apache is running or not. So Apache is not running. Let me check the installation, whether Apache is there or not. Because I have run startup scripts, right? So Apache did not install. So let me install it. Maybe I have given some wrong syntax there. That is why it is not taking. Maybe it can be spelling mistake. Earlier update didn't happen properly. That is why it didn't get installed. Now it got installed. Okay. Service Apache 2 start. Now it got started. Now my index file location is where www html index.html. So this is the latest one. I'm just changing few syntax here instead of giving changing everything. Yeah, no need to change. We'll go with the default one. Let me refresh this. The syntax I have given is uh, to install everything while creating this, launching this instance, but something didn't work, so it didn't install it. So I think update apt-get didn't work. Maybe I have given some wrong syntax there. So I installed manually. So now it should work. Okay. Now both are up. Let me check. Let me check this. So you don't have any public IP for your instance which you launched on private subnet. Okay, that is the difference. You have public IP for this because you want to expose your website publicly. You cannot expose that publicly using this private IP. Okay, but as this is application server, I launched in a private subnet which doesn't need any public IP address. So this is our IP. But how do you connect to this? You want to connect to this, connect using this IP address, but you cannot connect because you have to be in same network where your same network as your VPC. Otherwise, you cannot communicate with your public IP. Let us check first. SSH-I AWS my web going to this. So it will not connect because I'm trying to connect from my laptop and it is in different VPC, but I'm not in this particular network, so I'll not be able to connect. Okay, so this is my Apache server, so let me ping my private IP. So it is pinging from here because you see the protocol here, ICMP. We have enabled ICMP here, that is why it is connecting. Okay. Okay, ICMP is Internet Control Message Protocol, using which you are able to ping that. For example, if I remove this from the security group, for example, this is my security group. Let me remove. Let me ping and check. Okay, it is pinging, right? In inbound rules, edit, I'm removing this. So, remember that security group immediately affect. I remove it, right? Yeah. is it taking? So now it is not pinging because we have denied ICMP. In order to make it ping, you have to use this one. Okay, so that is very secure thing. See now I added and it is pinging. Okay, you see here 77 packets lost because it was before we added ICMP again. Okay, 8 received. So that is how you have to check whether communication is working or not. Okay, so leave that one for now. Now what we have to do is, so see, now the case is how you are going to connect to that machine in private subnet. Okay, how you are going to connect? So now you cannot connect to that subnet from this machine because it is timed out. It won't work. But in order to connect, you need to connect through your public machine. Okay, so this is my public machine. I can connect from here. So what I want to do is I have to create one my web PEM. Okay, so I'll check my web PEM. I'm opening this file, key file, and I'm copying all my content into this machine. If you have any FTP session, you can simply move that file. But I don't have any FTP session, so yeah, I have copied my file and saved it. So what permission do you need here for this particular file? Okay, you need to have 600 permission. Okay, then only you can use it. So now I'm going to SSH to my PM Ubuntu at the rate IP address of my private subnet. I mean my private server. Why is it asking passwords? Oh, I think I have not given proper permissions. Just a minute. Oh, I have to give 400 permission, not 600. Is it asking for passphrase? It should not ask any passphrase. Which PM is it choosing? It's my web. Just a minute, guys. Actually, think there is a space here. Maybe that is causing the issue. Let me try. Let me check now. Ah, now it worked. Actually, that when I copied that, then extra line added in between. So now I got selected to my private IP, private network. So my private network should not have any internet access. Okay, so this is how it happens. Normally, whenever you log into your public network, you are able to uh, download Apache and install it, but you cannot even download here. Okay, if you see apt-get install update, so you cannot do this. Even your root, so you cannot do this. It is saying unable to resolve host because it will not be connected to any internet. For example, if you see ping google.com, it will not go there. So this is the difference between public and private network. Whatever you create in public subnet, it will have everything. It will be exposed publicly to internet and it has internet access so that it can download or install any application from the repositories. But in private, you will not have any access, and even you cannot connect directly to private network unless you have one public server. Because what we have done is we have connected to our instance which is in public subnet, and from there we connected to uh, private machine. That is how it is secured. Okay, that's why it is secured. So now I got connected to my private machine, but here I need some uh, internet access to my private network as well, because I don't want anyone from outside log into my machine. But if I want to install or do any stuff in my application server, I need internet for that. For that, what you are going to do is, you see here, you need to configure one NAT instance. Okay, let us launch one instance now. NAT server is nothing but it will have two ports, two NIC cards. I think if you have any networking knowledge, you can understand that NAT server has two ports, where one port will connect to public and one port will connect to private. Anyways, it will connect to two different networks. Okay, let me launch this NAT servers. Um, I'll take NAT image here. Okay, so which is okay. I'll take this image. I'll go with the default options and okay, I'm launching it in public. So stop accidental protection. So I'm selecting this web group because I don't need any HTTP or HTTP. Oh, sorry. I selected HTTP. Yes, that is why I'm not getting this. I need to use HTTP here. Okay, I'll change it. So it is asking for a drive. I'm selecting the general purpose SSD as a default, and I'm launch. Okay, so I need to edit one security group. Um, which one? Which one? Which one? This one. Because I have added HTTPS. That is why I'm not getting this website. So edit. I need to change this to HTTP. So it will work on 80 port because SSL was not configured. Okay, if you check now, yeah, I got this page. Okay, so you need to check these things. Which port you are running that server. Okay, so now let it initialize. You need to go to actions, networking, change source and destination check, and you need to disable this because see what it is saying. Are you sure you would like to disable source destination check for the instance for the following? So that means this is network interface. Okay, elastic network interface, it called ENI. Okay, so why you disable this is in order to allow traffic in and out. Okay, normally what happens is EC2 instance only allows one-way traffic, but in order to enable both in and out traffic, you have to just disable this. Okay, I am disabling this. Okay, I'm going to security group again. I also am adding HTTPS because this network ACL will, I mean network server may use um, this. Okay, so what I'm doing is all zeros in represents complete access. Okay, so now I'm saving this. Now I'm going to route table. Here, earlier I added internet gateway so that internet access will be enabled. So here I have my NAT server. Okay, you see here 445PF. Okay, this is the instance ID. Okay, it show up there because this is NAT. So now the traffic through the NAT will also be routed here. Okay, I'm saving this. Okay. Okay, I'll add this thing in here itself. No, so what I will do is Okay, let it be. Let me create one more road table. Private test VPN. Okay, here I'll add this route. Here, net, save. And I'll add this to here. Okay, so now we will check whether we have internet access. Oh, we need to connect again. Session got timed out. So first, how we connect? First, we have to connect to this public network, and then we have to use this SSH AWS. Please let me know if you are not able to follow me. Okay, this is a little bit difficult task. That is why I postponed for everyone to join. Okay, now sudo -i SSH -i my web ubuntu at the rate. Check if we have. So now I'm here. So now I'll ping google.com. So I have done something here. Give me a minute, guys. I'm checking this. Actually, it should work. So here we need to add this. Okay guys, I'll check and let you know tomorrow. I think some misconfiguration is done at this routing table part. Okay, so up to now what you have to do is create one VPC and try to edit the routing table and create two subnets, which is one is public and one is private, and let me know if you have any doubts. In the meantime, I'll check this and let you know. Actually it should work, but I don't know where I'm missing anything. Okay, so I'll check and let you know tomorrow. Okay, so please do practice, and if you have any doubts, please let me know.